The bugle blows a solemn dirge over fields where did converge two armies colored blue and gray, whom we honor, for whom we pray. A child roams the park at large. Every meadow he sees a charge. Railroad cutting to Devil's Den. The bodies rise and fight again. We join the youth and hearken back to the day of first attack, as June lapsed into hot July, resounding with the battle cry. In Pennsylvania on a spree was Virginia led by Lee, his master stroke to infiltrate the bounty of a Union state. And so his men, no more dispersed, came down the pike to do their worst on those who, filled with Yankee pride, had dared to check the rebel tide. Marcellus Jones prepares his gun, plunges feet in Willoughby's Run, plucks up courage to fire away first encounter with men in gray. And just beyond the skirts of town, the battle's leader is cut down. Reynolds among the first who fall, the victim of a Minnie ball. The Union lines, so much at stake, waver, reel, and finally break. Now Gettysburg, each dusty street, will be engulfed in their retreat. In a brickyard they make a stand, the melee going hand to hand. This mural shows the bloody fray, and sacrifice is taught today. And on the pike called Baltimore, a bullet pierces wooden door, and Jenny Wade, while baking bread, is martyred with the Union dead. Out from the town the Yankees spill, where Boneyard stands, it's standing still, in disarray, but fortune bound to hold the most commanding ground. The rebels see a higher hill, but in a flinching of the will, neglect to seize the precious height, and for the day suspend the fight. From dusk to dawn the wagon loads, and soldiers stream up rutted roads. Exhaustion something to be borne, with starlight fading into morn. Slumbering calm belies the day, when those who fought at Monterey and flew the flag in Mexico will trade each other blow for blow. As Joshua once put to sword the Canaanite and Hivite horde, both sides pray, invoking God, to lay their foe beneath the sod. Where Longstreet moved his mighty force, the youth surveys atop a horse. The sky and clouds and fields seem bizarre distortions of a dream. Where boughs were hung with ripened fruit, was man reduced to utter brute. The fields whereon were bodies piled, now pristine and undefiled. Yankee cannon surrender when they're rushed by Rebs on Devil's Den, and the battle begins anew at Little Round Top on day 2. On fretted hillsides worn to stone, the youth traverses them alone. At intervals along the slope, he gazes out to see its scope, and perched atop the oval crest, his marksmanship's the Union's best. The bullet makes a perfect arc to clear the stone and find its mark. With flanks exposed, a picket sees the rebels skulking through the trees. Mustered now are the men of Maine, and their Professor Chamberlain. This the emblem of all-out war, their bayonets betoken gore, their rush as headlong as it is fast, the past not dead nor even past. Songbirds trill, and breaks the day, when the beleaguered men in gray will stake their all on love of South, or pledge to die in the cannon's mouth. Pickett's brigade in Longstreet's corps, last in battle but first in lore. These roses grace a sheltered spot for those who shared a dreadful lot. The bugle sounds, they give the word, what raw emotions are bestirred. The men start marching to their doom, heralded by a distant boom. Canister, case, and shot and shell made every step a living hell. But on they rushed, nor broke their stride, nor called retreat to save their hide. And so the youth will change his cap, and take guitar within his lap, as if he were of southern clay, and conjured home with Look Away.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of happy infinity. Anybody look away, look away, look away, look away. In Dixieland, where I was born and early young, we're fast and run. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. I wish I was in Dixie. Hooray, hooray. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand to live and die in Dixie. Away, away down south in Dixie. Away down south in Dixie.
The rebel flood had spent its force, the stream returning to its source, the wounded in a wagon train, the dead beneath a summer rain. The youth reflects and walks the ridge as if he's on a pilgrimage to where the monuments preside, where many thousands fought and died. See where freedom had its rebirth, nor shall it perish from the earth, so long as children are taught well to love the land where brave men fell.